Okay, so what if I told you that you could start a business with absolutely zero inventory? I'm talking about running a fully functional online store without ever having to step foot inside a dusty warehouse. No hiring employees to pack boxes all day, and definitely no risking thousands of your hard-earned dollars on products that might literally just sit there and never sell. I know, it sounds a little too good to be true, right? But the crazy thing is, thousands of people are doing exactly this right now. Some of them are even setting up shop and getting their very first sales within a matter of days. It's a hugely enticing promise, and honestly, it is completely possible.
But look, I need to instantly pull the rug out from under you here. The harsh reality: most beginners fail, and they fail hard. Why? Well, mostly because they get sucked in by flashy, outdated advice from online gurus who make it look like some magic money printing machine. They treat the whole thing like a get-rich-quick scheme, instead of treating it like what it actually is: a real, legitimate business that takes strategy and genuine effort to build.
And that is exactly why we're here today. Welcome to this explainer. We are going to completely break down the reality of dropshipping in 2026. We're cutting right through all that noise and guru hype to hand you a realistic, highly actionable, step-by-step blueprint. I am so pumped to share this with you today because once you actually understand the mechanics of how modern e-commerce works, it's a total game changer. All right, let's dive straight into this. Here's our masterclass roadmap for today. We're going to start with the modern dropshipping formula, then talk about funding your new business. After that, finding your winning product, building your niche store, driving traffic and sales, and finally, avoiding common beginner mistakes. It's a packed agenda, so let's get right to it. Kicking things off with part one, the modern dropshipping formula. Let's strip away all the mystery from this business model and look at what dropshipping actually is at its core. It's really just a beautifully simple four-step supply chain. Step one. A customer visits your online store and pays you, say, $40 for an item. Step two, instead of you rummaging through your garage to find that item, you take $20 of that money and pay your supplier. Step three, that supplier handles all the heavy lifting and logistics, shipping the product directly to your customer. And step four, you keep the profit in the middle. You never even touch the product. You don't need huge upfront capital to buy massive pallets of inventory. It's incredibly efficient. But keep in mind, you still need real marketing skills to actually get that customer in the door in the first place. Moving right along to section two, funding your new business.
Okay, let's tackle the biggest question on literally every new entrepreneur's mind. How much cash do you actually need to start this thing? Technically, sure, you could scrape by with under $200, but a much more realistic recommended starting budget is right around $200 to $500. Let's break that down. You've got your Shopify subscription at about $39 a month, a custom domain for maybe $10 to $20 a year, and roughly $20 to $50 for a few essential apps. But notice that line item for ads, $100 to $300. Listen, the absolute biggest mistake beginners make is blowing their entire budget making their store look super fancy, leaving literally $0 for marketing. Customers honestly don't care how flashy your website design is, they just care if your product solves their problem. So be smart and allocate your budget to actually test products and get eyeballs on your store.
Next up, section three, finding your winning product. I really cannot stress this enough. The product is everything. A truly amazing product can completely save mediocre marketing, but a terrible product, it will destroy even the most brilliant marketing campaign. You want to be on the hunt for items that solve a very specific problem, save the customer time or money, reduce that daily frustration, or just have a massive wow factor that makes people stop scrolling. Think along the lines of clever kitchen gadgets, pet problem solvers, or unique home tools. And just as importantly, you've got to know what to avoid like the plague. Never touch trademarked brands. Stay away from highly fragile items that are just going to shatter in transit, and avoid extremely heavy products that will completely eat up your profit margins with crazy shipping costs. And this brilliantly illustrates the whole concept. The market is already telling you what people want. You don't have to guess. You can literally be a detective here. Just jump onto TikTok or YouTube and search for phrases like TikTok made me buy it or Amazon finds. Look for the videos pulling in millions of views. Because those massive view counts, that's the market literally raising its hand and screaming, we love this, we want this. So let those millions of views guide your product choices instead of just relying on a random gut feeling. All right, on to section four, building your niche store. So once you've secured that winning product, we move right into the execution phase. And this is where we have to talk about a massive store-killing mistake beginners make right out of the gate. On one hand, you have the doomed general store approach. Beginners often think they need to be the next Amazon, right? So they load up hundreds of random, completely disconnected products. It's confusing, it's super complicated, and frankly, it looks cheap. On the other hand, you have the niche store. This is a highly focused theme, like a store exclusively for dog owners or specifically tailored for fitness enthusiasts. It's clean, it's targeted, and most importantly, niche stores build trust. And trust is the exact currency that drives up your conversions. So keep it simple, keep it clear, and keep it professional.
Getting into Section 5, driving traffic and sales.
Okay, pacing up a bit now, because this is where the real magic happens. You've got the product, you've got the beautifully clean store. Now we actually need to get people through the virtual door. And that starts with the psychology behind how you write about your product. There is a huge difference between writing copy that just sits there and writing copy that actually sells. Most beginners just list features, made from durable plastic or has a rechargeable battery. Successful sellers, though, they sell benefits. They say, designed to last for years without breaking, or enjoy hours of use without constantly replacing batteries. Remember this, customers do not buy specifications. They buy outcomes. They buy a slightly better version of their own life. Always be asking yourself, how does this product actually improve my customer's day? Once your messaging is totally dialed in, it's time to leverage the top traffic sources. We're talking TikTok organic content, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and paid ads on platforms like Facebook and TikTok. For beginners who are working with a tight budget, posting consistent organic short-form videos is absolutely the smartest starting point. You seriously don't need a massive ad budget if you can just create engaging videos that show a problem and then demonstrate your product as the clear solution. Post multiple times a day. Seriously, all it takes is one viral video to completely change the trajectory of your entire business. Consistency beats perfection every single time.
Finally, Section 6, avoiding common beginner mistakes.
All right, let's take a deep breath and slow things down just a bit here. This is the wisdom phase of our blueprint. It's all about protecting your time, protecting your money, and protecting your mindset. Let's look at the major pitfalls that trap people. Number 1, quitting way too early, usually right before a test might have actually proven successful. Number 2, copying competitors exactly. Look, you should definitely use them for inspiration, but never do exact duplication. Number 3, ignoring customer service, which is the fastest way to kill repeat business. Number 4, choosing products based purely on your own personal preference rather than what the market data is telling you. And finally, number 5, expecting instant success. Every single successful e-commerce giant you see today had to go through a rough phase of failure and learning. So the crucial point here is this. Data is your absolute best friend, and emotion is your worst enemy. When you start running ads or posting content, you cannot afford to fall in love with your inventory. You might think a product is literally the greatest invention in the world, but hey, if the market doesn't buy it, it's just not a winner. It's that simple. Test small. Let the actual numbers, your click-through rates, your add to carts, your sales, let those decide the fate of a product. And that brings us to our final core mindset shift. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is improvement. Let's just set realistic expectations right now, okay? Your first store might fail. Your first ad campaign will probably lose a couple of bucks. And you know what? That is entirely normal. True success in modern dropshipping comes from learning faster than your competition. It is all about compounding small, continuous improvements over time until you finally strike gold. Well, we've covered the full cycle today, from that simple 4-step formula and setting a realistic budget, all the way to finding a market-validated product, building a high-trust niche store, and using organic content and benefit-driven copy to drive that targeted traffic. The opportunity is absolutely still out there for anyone willing to learn the ropes and take action. So ask yourself honestly, are you ready to start your dropshipping journey today? Take this blueprint, start testing, and let the data guide you to success.